This is David Weiss, your board game concierge here at 401 Games. And this week we are continuing our pre-holiday look at good choices for presents or stocking stuffers with Here to Slay. Brought to you by the same folks that gave us Unstable Unicorns. That is designer Rami Badi and the company Unstable Inc. Unstable Unicorns is a light game with in-your-face play about collecting groups of unicorns and preventing your friends from doing the same. So let's look inside this box to see if Here to Slay is the game for you. In Here to Slay, 2 to 6 players take the role of party leaders. That's the dungeon kind, not the political kind, who are racing to be the first to either slay 3 monsters or complete their party first. Completing your party means having one of each of the 6 hero classes in the game in front of you on the table at the end of the turn, which is actually no mean feat because some classes are a little rarer than others. Each party leader, so there are 6 that come with the base game, and each one has a pretty awesome special effect, and each one belongs to a class, which does count towards the 6 classes you need if you're going to try and win that way. For instance, the Shadow Claw lets you spend an action, which I'll talk about in a bit, to pull a card from another player's hand. So basically, every turn you can steal a card from someone else, and that's not going to make you very popular. So let's say that is my party leader. And then 3 of the monster cards from the monster deck are dealt to the middle of the table, and then 5 cards from the very thick main deck are dealt to each player, and then you're ready to start. And on your turn, you get 3, count them, 3 actions. So for one action, you can draw a card from the main deck, or play a hero, an item, or a magic card from your hand, or roll to try and activate a hero's ability that you've already played. For 2 actions, you can try and go for one of the monsters, and for 3 actions, you can toss out your hand and draw up to 5. So when you play a hero card, so let's say I play Snowball, the hero wizard, you get a free attempt to try and activate her. So if I play this, I roll the 2 dice, and I rolled an 8, and since that is 6 or more, then I get to do Snowball's special action, to draw a card, and if it's a magic card, I can play it immediately and then draw again. If I fail, then nothing bad happens, but I've used an action. So now I've got 2 different classes in my party. I've got a thief and I've got a wizard. Now, on a later turn, I can spend 1 action once per turn to try and activate Snowball. So you can't spend all 3 actions doing this again and again and again. So the art on the cards, as you can see, is very cute. Here's Napping Nibbles. He's a bard, and his special ability is nothing. I don't know why they even did that, but I guess to give him an ability. But bards are rarer, so you might think, why would I ever play this? But you might want to if you get it. Next, you've got items. So items are attached to heroes, and most items are good. Some items are actually change the class of your heroes. So this Guardian Mask would change Snowball into a Guardian class, which is useful if you have 2 wizards and you need a Guardian. You can never attach items to your party leader. On the other hand, your party leader can never be destroyed or discarded or anything. They're immortal and invulnerable. On the other hand, items, once you equip an item to a character, to a hero, they're welded together, and you can't replace it or lose it or drop it unless someone else plays a card which causes you to lose it. So you need to think ahead with that. Some items are cursed and you play them on opposing heroes, so then they have bad effects. So again, another opportunity to make enemies. Then you have magic cards, not Magic the Gathering cards, just magic cards, which are basically instant, do the thing it says on the cards. In this case, search the discard pile for a hero and put it in your hand, which is pretty darn good, and then it's discarded. There are two other types of card in the deck. So there are modifier cards, and modifier cards are played on your turn or other player turns to interfere with die rolls, which, as we've seen, affect hero powers, and as we'll see in a bit, affect when you do combat with monsters. Some modifier cards have negative abilities or a choice of both. Obviously, you want to play pluses on yourself and minuses on other people. So once again, you can have, oh, look, I'm going to win. No, you modified. Oh, but I'm going to modify this, and so on and so forth. The other type of card is called the challenge card, and you play this on other player turns to stop them from playing a hero, item, or magic cards. They don't work on modifiers, and they don't work on other challenge cards. So, and you're only allowed to challenge someone else's card once per card play. So let's say someone is about to win the game by playing the 6th hero class, and I can play this and challenge them. Then we have a dice off. We each roll the 2 dice. If I meet or beat their score, then their card play is canceled, but their action is used up. They get frustrated and hate me. On the other hand, if their roll is higher, then they get to play the card and they'll win. And modifiers can be played during challenges, and there are various powers that affect both modifiers and challenges. So there is plenty of what they call player interactivity in this game. The final thing to explain is combating monsters. So every monster has a requirement. So in order to fight the Titan Wyvern, you need to have a fighter and one other hero already played to your party. So in this case, I couldn't fight the Wyvern because I have a thief and a wizard. Can't see, there's the thief and the wizard, and I need a fighter and someone else. On the other hand, some just require 3 of any hero. Assuming you have the requirements, then you are going to do the good old dice roll again and compare the results to the outcomes on the card. So if you fight the Titan Wyvern and you roll 4 or less, you're forced to discard 2 cards. If, on the other hand, you roll 8 or more, you slay the monster. And you get the card, which becomes one of the 3 you need to win the game if you're going for that kind of victory. And you get a permanent bonus, which is pretty darn good. They're all good in all different ways. In this case, every time you roll for a challenge, you get +1. That's pretty awesome. So most of the time, low rolls are bad and high rolls are good. But in the base game, this Dracos card, who only needs 1 hero, has low rolls are good and high rolls are bad. So in this case, if you rolled an 8 or more, you'd have to sacrifice one of the heroes in front of you. In other words, discard one of the guys on the table out of play. You can't discard your party leader. So I guess one foolproof way of attacking Dracos would be to just attack when you only had your party leader out. You'd have nothing to lose at that point. And again, fighting monsters, people can play modifiers. They can't challenge you, though. So, believe it or not, it can be hard to keep track of how many actions you've used in a turn because if there's all this player interaction going on. So you either need to designate one person to keep track or scavenge some tokens from another game or whatever to just keep track. Okay, I've used 1 action, I've used 2 actions, I've used 3 actions. And then play continues clockwise until someone either kills the 3rd monster, they win instantly, or someone ends their turn with all 6 types of heroes, in which case they win instantly. So, is Here to Slay for you? Well, if your group likes to carefully plan strategy and don't like it when other people interfere with that strategy and tend to hold grudges, if people feel ganged up on, then Here to Slay is not for you. But if your gaming group enjoys greasy pole, let's attack the leader kind of games with lots of take that, then Here to Slay definitely is for you. It's a bit of a step up in complexity from Unstable Unicorns, but not by much. And it doesn't outstay its welcome, lasting about 15 minutes per player. The rules are well written and straightforward. My only quibble is that the keyword pull, which is pretty common in the game, isn't included in the list of definitions of common keywords. But that's been clarified to mean the same thing as steal, except whereas steal applies only to heroes, pull can mean any card. So, click on the link below to order your copy of Here to Slay. This is David Weiss, your board game concierge here at 401 Games. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Ciao.